Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden are locked in a battle for our state.
And day 3 of protests at the Maricopa County Election Center.
Plus, a year after a massacre in Mexico, another arrest has been made.
And a cloudy, rainy day in the desert. 12 News at 5 starts right now.
Battleground, Arizona in full effect. Right now, things are still too close to call.
It is up in the air as to who will be the next president of the United States, and Arizona is playing a crucial role in the race for the White House.
Here's a look at the latest results in our state. President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden are locked in a fierce battle. Biden's lead is shrinking, now down to about 39,000 votes. Welcome, everyone, to 12 News at 5. I'm Tram Mai.
And I'm Mitch Carr. Mark and Caribe have the night off. It's been a busy week, and tonight is no different. So let's get to it.
Tonight, we have live team coverage on Battleground, Arizona for you.
Let's start where all the action is happening. Team 12's Josh Sanders is live inside the Maricopa County Tabulation and Election Center. Josh?
Hey, Mitch. Well, listen, more than 1.8 million votes were casted by Arizonans in Maricopa County this year, and election officials say it's one of the fastest that they've counted votes. The reason? Technology. Take a look at this machine right here. This is the Myers ballot machine. It was built in the 1800s. Come over this way now. It was automated. Take a look at this picture. Automated in 1938. And then take a look at this. This is 1994, guys. This is one of those data punch machines. Do you remember 2000 in Florida? Well, the reason these votes are being counted so fast is because of these tabulation machines here. Election officials say that they count 6,000 to 8,000 votes an hour. And remember, at 7 p.m. tonight, we can expect a ballot update of about 70,000 of those early ballots out of the remaining 142,000 ballots. Again, you can see bipartisan teams of Republicans and Democrats, along with election officials, making sure that every vote is counted. So, guys, we're going to continue to have updates. You can follow our coverage in our free mobile app. Mitch, Tram.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. As the vote count narrows, protesters are ramping up their voices as well. For the third day in a row, there are protesters outside of the Maricopa County Tabulation Center. They're coming together to show support for President Trump, and they're calling for all votes to be counted. Team 12's Bianca Bono is live outside of the election center. And Bianca, what are you seeing now?
Hey, good evening, guys. Well, since we first reported to you guys today at 4 o'clock, the group has grown a little bit, but it's been fairly calm and quiet compared to what we saw this morning. Right now, actually, the group is kneeling in a group prayer. And as a reminder, for those who aren't sure what this is all about, these are some of the president's supporters who've decided to come out here outside the Maricopa County Elections Department demanding a fair election process. Well, since Tuesday night, officials inside this building, our state's top election officials, have been saying this is a transparent process, and many here still not believing that message. So we want to show you the way that they're getting creative today. This morning, they wheeled out these yellow signs with a QR code on them, and when you hold your phone up to this and click the link, it takes you right to the live feed on the Maricopa County Elections Department. So elections leaders hoping that many will take advantage of this and get a look at the transparency that they are pushing throughout this election process. We're expecting this group to grow ahead of that 7 o'clock ballot drop tonight, guys. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Let's keep our team coverage going now with 12 News political insider Bram Resnick and the 3 things you need to know right now about this election. Bram?
Yeah, Tram, let's start with the top story we've been following since the day after the election. Can President Trump catch up to Joe Biden?
The former vice president had a 220,000 vote lead on election night. That shriveled to 39,000 votes as we head into Friday night's ballot drop by Maricopa County. Trump would need to win 60% of the remaining ballots to pull into a tie. The vast majority of those remaining ballots are in Maricopa County. Bottom line, the president has to outperform his vote in Maricopa, where he has 48% support. A lot of questions about what it would take for a recount of the vote. Some protesters questioning the vote count without any evidence. In Arizona, state law would automatically trigger a recount if the candidates were separated by less than 0.1% of the total ballots cast. That magic number? About 3,300 votes. As I said earlier, Biden and Trump are separated by 39,000 votes. Finally, what's next for Arizona Senator-elect Mark Kelly? NBC News on Friday called the U.S. Senate race for the former astronaut and rookie politician, but Kelly won't have much time to savor his victory over Republican Senator Martha McSally. Because he won a special election, Kelly will be seated in the Senate as soon as December 1st, just 25 days away, and his next election is just 2 years away, in November 2022, for a full 6-year Senate term.
And we haven't heard from Senator McSally after her second defeat in the Senate race in just 2 years. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Bram, thank you for clarifying all of that. Okay, so let's get to that Senate race. The Associated Press and NBC calling the win for Mark Kelly over incumbent Senator Martha McSally. Again, that's a 4% margin right there, with Mark Kelly leading at 52%, Martha McSally at 48%. Team 12's Michael Doudna has been covering this campaign from the very beginning and has the latest from both campaigns. And Michael, just as Bram said, Senator McSally has not conceded yet.
No, they haven't. But as of yesterday, sources close to the campaign were insisting they still had a pathway to victory. But after this morning's ballot drop, well, that path looks like it may have been closed.
Everything is on the line.
To win an election like this, we need an army.
The campaign speeches are over, and now all the votes will be counted. But as of Friday morning, the numbers show that Mark Kelly is heading to the U.S. Senate.
Because our state doesn't need a Democrat senator or Republican senator. We need an Arizona senator.
Right now, the Kelly campaign maintains a lead of more than 100,000 votes. But the McSally campaign has not conceded, even as making up the ground looks unlikely.
The numbers just keep getting worse.
Paul Benz is a Republican pollster, and he says a comeback simply isn't going to happen at this point.
No trend in any of the votes that we've seen so far, either in early voting, late early voting, or election day voting, that shows that McSally has any sort of trend even close to what it would take for her to win at this point.
Too big of a gap and not enough votes out there. But Benz does not expect the senator to concede because of that other big race we're following in Arizona.
They're probably receiving pressure from the White House to not concede, to ensure that every vote's counted, because the president needs every vote to be counted.
So far, the McSally campaign has not responded to multiple requests for comment. We're in Phoenix. Michael Doudna, 12 News.
Okay, we have talked about the vote counting and where things stand with the election. Now let's check in with Arizona's Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs. And Secretary Hobbs, thank you very much for joining us. Everyone seems to want to ask you why it's taking so long, and you've said several times that there are a lot of votes out there. So the question I want to ask for you is, doesn't it always take this long?
Yeah, we're actually ahead of where we were this time in 2018. This is progressing the way we expected. We had unprecedented turnout. And even though we were able to tabulate ballots earlier this year than we have been in previous years, there were more ballots to tabulate. And a lot of those that were the ones we're working on right now are the early ballots that got dropped off Monday or Tuesday, and those have to go through the rigorous signature verification process. That's happening, and we're getting those verified and counted as quickly as possible. And really, we're plugging away. At the end of tonight, there should be less than 100,000 left in Maricopa County, and statewide. We're just really plugging away, and I think most of the counting, except for provisionals, should be wrapped up this weekend.
And so it is very common to have an election results not be finalized until well after Election Day, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you remember my race, it was 10 days.
All right. So why the periodic updates? Some people are asking about why the structure of the release of the results. 7 p.m., then 7 a.m. the next day, or 9 a.m. the next day. Why that structure?
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into when the counties are tabulating, and then how they put the reports together to report those results. So if they say did a report every hour, it would take them away from the work of tabulating. And so most counties are updating once a day. We're seeing, for the most part, it's happening close to 5 o'clock. We just have gotten a bunch of new results in from counties around the state in the last hour or so. And Maricopa made the decision that they said this from day one, that they plan to post updates every day at 7. And they have been doing that consistently and then adding additional updates. We saw one at 10:30 or 12:30 on Wednesday night. We saw one at 9 a.m. this morning. And so they're actually doing more than they said they would, which is great. And we know we can rely on that consistent 7 p.m. update every day.
All right, Secretary Hobbs, very quickly, we have about 20 seconds here. You filed an amicus brief in the Sharpie lawsuit here in Maricopa County today, and you said that the Sharpies did not spoil any ballots. Can you say for certain that there is no possibility that a Sharpie is the sole cause for someone's ballot being rejected?
Absolutely, 100%. If there was something in the polling place that caused a ballot to be rejected, they would have been given another ballot to vote. And if somebody votes with a Sharpie at home and mails their ballot and it's rejected, then there's a process to count that. And that's what you see the adjudication boards that are in the tabulation center right now. That's what they're doing.
All right, Secretary Katie Hobbs, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. We know you all are doing some very difficult work there, and we know it's going to take time. So thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
And that brings us to today's 12 News Bullhorn question. Do you trust the results of the election so far? Your options are absolutely or no way, and right now 87% of you say you absolutely trust them.
And you can continue to vote at 12news.com/bullhorn. Our election coverage does not end here. We'll be on all of our digital platforms with the latest Arizona and national results tonight at 7. You can watch us on the 12 News app, 12news.com, or at 12news.com/YouTube or on our Facebook.
Ahead on 12 News at 5, another arrest has been made in last year's massacre of a family in Mexico.
And raindrops in the desert? Jamie has a sneak peek of this cloudy weather.
Well, we do have the showers coming in from the southwest direction. These will just continue to migrate across the state. May get a little bit of a light rain out of the deal. But what we're looking ahead to is going to be big changes over the weekend. Strong winds, and then those below normal temperatures return, and they return with some vengeance. Significant snow, that's expected for the high country. We'll take a look at some of the preliminary expectations in the full forecast.
Sunday after football, only on 12 News at 10. Cardinals! Your Arizona Cardinals are hot this season. So where do team stars like Budda Baker and Coach Cliff go to relax off the field? Inside Cardinals cribs. That's Sunday after football, only on 12 News at 10.
Welcome back. We have an update on a brutal attack in Mexico.
1 year ago this week, members of a Mormon family with ties to the valley came under attack in northern Mexico. The massacre left 9 people dead, including 3 mothers and 6 children.
And tonight we're learning of an arrest in the murders.
Team 12's William Pitts is here with this development. William?
A year later, no one has been brought to trial. There have been arrests, but only a fraction of the number Mexican authorities believe were responsible.
A year after the Mormon massacre in Mexico, another arrest. The Mexican government releasing few details about his exact involvement, only releasing his name as Alfredo L. He's accused of murder in the ambush that left women and children dead.
She was the kind of person who was so fun to be around.
The families are spread between 2 communities, LeBaron and La Mora, both Mormon offshoots. The people have dual citizenship, and they say they had a sort of truce with the cartels, or so they thought.
Tell you what, that was just, it's still shocking to think about it, like a nightmare, you know.
Kenneth Miller took this video of the aftermath of the attack.
My son still don't, want to talk about it.
3 mothers and 6 kids shot and killed. The cars riddled with bullets, one set on fire. Brixton Langford was shot in the chest.
Who's that?
4 of his siblings also shot, but survived. Drug cartels are suspected of being the shooters. The families believe one cartel probably mistook them for the other. In January, Mexican authorities said they identified 40 people they believe are responsible for the shooting. 12 have been arrested for criminal conspiracy, including a local police chief, but only 2 for murder. Alfredo L., the latest. Kenneth says the family is split on how they think the investigation is going.
We're just quietly go about our business, live our life, appeal for justice, and hope that it comes. Now, if you're talking about the LeBarons over in Chihuahua, they feel like they're grossly incompetent, and they're not satisfied at all.
Since then, Kenneth says there's been Mexican federal security in both towns, but no other violence. William Pitts, 12 News.
William, thank you. Coming up in one last thing, we're talking turkey and how all of us can give back during this difficult year.
How's everybody doing? Testing 1, 2, 3. Seriously, you turn these lights off? Do you turn them off after your show?
Night, like overnight I do.
Do you really? Oh, okay. I don't, but I can't. I didn't know we were supposed to do that. Okay. I will turn them off. I didn't know I was supposed to. I got you. Well, correct. Yes. I can turn them on. I didn't know I was supposed to turn them off. Well, no. I can turn them off. It's fine. It's like I was telling you, Brad. You remember? Just whatever I got to do, I'll do it. Just need to know.
Everyone, it's turkey time. It's the 28th year for the Big Turkey Tuesday donation drive to help needy families. You can donate $15 by texting turkey to 474747. Go to 12news.com/Turkey Tuesday, or you can make a donation at the register at Bashas', AJ's, or Food City.
All right, we've made it to Friday. We're going to toss it over to meteorologist Jamie Cagle. And Jamie, we got some rain coming in.
Rain and even some, well, rain for possibly for the valley, but snow as we talk about the high country. Right now, it's 86 degrees of that cloud cover outside overhead right now. We're going to hang on to a fair amount of cloud cover, but the winds cranking up tomorrow. For the valley, you're going to see those winds upwards of 15 miles an hour. Some wind gusts could hit 20. That's going to be for much of the afternoon. For the high country, going even higher. Wind gusts 30 to 45 miles an hour. And I would say everywhere from north central Arizona to northeast Arizona, all the way down through the White Mountains, all the way into the southeast portion of the state. So we're talking about a very windy day tomorrow. Showers continue. We're going to have some scattered rain showers in the area. It will continue into tomorrow, but Gila County and the White Mountains direction, picking up some isolated thunderstorms quite possibly. Rain turning over to snow tomorrow evening, and really starts to pack on the snow totals when we get to Sunday evening into Monday morning, from Show Low all the way to Flagstaff, even up towards Window Rock, the northeast corner of the state. Going to be picking up anywhere from about 2 to maybe upwards of 8 inches of snow. For Flagstaff, it'll be about 4 to 8 inches there by Sunday with some strong winds, and then you just hang out in those 30s, eventually get into the 40s. For Tucson, you're going to see your 81 turn to a 68 on Sunday, and a lot of 60s down the road. Some morning showers there for Monday, and mainly dry and breezy tomorrow in the valley. 60s for much of the week, and some chance of showers on Sunday, guys.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Now it's time for 12 Sports. Cameron Cox is here to talk some high school football.
That's right, Mitch. You know, our game of the week this week is Hamilton at Highland. The Hawks, they are one of the best teams in the state, but they're also one of the closest teams in the state. Kirsten Susel explains.
It's just the boys. I mean, we just love each other. That's really what it is. But our team has always been just a lot of love, and we're just a bunch of guys that love to play football.
Amazing brotherhood, and we love each other, and we hang out all the time.
Brotherhood. It doesn't always exist as often as it's talked about, but it truly is the glue to this Highland Hawks football team.
I would describe it as resilient, especially like when we didn't even know if there was a season or not. Like, they just love being here and love being together.
Senior linebacker Cannon Booker is an example of the type of genuine characters this team has. He even started his own YouTube channel to help spread positivity.
There's love, peace, happiness, joy.
I just want to help people, at least just know that I've at least helped one person get through a hard time.
He's the kid that goes up and says, "Hey, how you doing? Come sit with us." I mean, he's just the nicest kid, and he tore his ACL and I tore mine last year. And I was pretty down. He was always there for me and always said, "Hey man, it's okay."
These young men will take the field tonight as football players, but they're hardly just athletes.
My favorite quote, what's the most important thing in life? And he answered, it's the people, it's the people, it's the people. So,
Kirsten Susel, 12 Sports.
Sure is. Kirsten, thank you. Coming up in one last thing, it's Friday and we have a perfect plan for dinner. Finally, folks, today is Nacho Average Friday. It's National Nachos Day. The dish was actually created on accident.
In 1943, the wives of several U.S. service members went to a restaurant, but the establishment was closed, so the manager, Ignacio Nacho Anaya, whipped them up. Something with the ingredients he had on hand: fried tortillas, cheese, and jalapenos. So grab some nachos, and adios, everybody. Have a great night.